Okay, so let us continue our discussion on OpenStreetMap and crowdsourced data. Okay, OpenStreetMap or OSM no, is a collaborative mapping project that allows users to contribute, edit, and use geographic data freely, no? Free of use, the OpenStreetMap. It is built by a community of mappers who contribute and maintain data about roads, trails, cafes, anything and more. No? So examples of this OpenStreetMap is for humanitarian aid. No? OSM is often used for humanitarian mapping to support disaster response and aid delivery in crisis situations. Okay, and then we also have here tourist maps. No? OSM OSM data can be used to create detailed and up-to-date tourist maps for cities and regions. So those are just examples of how OpenStreetMap is used, no? Because of its open setup wherein meron siya mga volunteers, no? That or community mappers that contributes to maintain data about roads, about cafes, about tourist spots, and more. Okay. Again, OSM or OpenStreetMap is a collaborative mapping project that allows users to contribute, edit, and use geographic data freely. On the other hand, yung crowdsourced data naman, no, it involves collecting data from a large number of contributors, often the general public, to gather diverse and extensive information. So examples here, yung traffic and navigation apps. Apps like Waze collect real-time traffic data from users to provide dynamic, accurate navigation information. Okay, so yung Waze, meron siyang real-time collection of traffic, no? From users na gumagamit ng application niya, no? Yung sa Waze. Next one is social media geotagging. Platforms like Instagram, Twitter enable users to geotag their post, contributing to location-based data. For example, meron silang kinuha ng kumain sila sa isang cafe. Pinicturean nila, nag-groovy sila, selfie sila. Pag nag-post sila, itatag nila yung location or i-geotag nila yung post nila para mas that contributes to the location based data of that of their location of the cafe, no? So that's crowdsourced data is defined, no? Collection of data from large number of contributors, for example yung Waze users, yung application based users, no? So Waze and navigation apps also have these social media platforms that geotag their locations, no? So these are OpenStreetMap and crowdsourced data. So let us again to understand more about OpenStreetMap. Now let's watch this video.
Ako si Maning Sambale from the Philippines. I work at Mapbox as a data specialist, and I started contributing to OpenStreetMap around 2006. Part ng OpenStreetMap yung concept ng tinatawag nating community mapping. When I looked at yung wiki nila, yung website, it's an free map for everyone globally. So tiningnan ko yung Pilipinas, and then I was disappointed kasi walang laman yung data sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas, particularly sa cities natin like Metro Manila, mahalaga yung maayos na pagpaplano, especially sa local government. Pagka meron kang maayos na base map, magagamit mo to sa lahat ng aspect ng planning. Like for example sa traffic, urban planning, sa pag-identify ng poverty, and so on. Nung umpisa, nakakaunti yung mga volunteers natin, nag-expand siya at lumawak na yung volunteers ng OpenStreetMap. Halimbawa si Faye, na dati kong katrabaho kung saan inintroduce ko sa kanya yung OpenStreetMap dun sa aming trabaho. Isa na siya sa mga advocate natin dun sa project. Sa ngayon, siya na yung youth ambassador sa Asia na patuloy na nagpo-promote ng OpenStreetMap hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas but across the region.
I'm Faye Andal, one of the regional ambassadors of Youth Mappers and a volunteer of OpenStreetMap Philippines. We regularly conduct mapathons, trainings, and mapping parties and invite students to join us and participate with our mapping initiatives. And ngayon, na-enjoy ko yung pagtitrain sa mga students kasi sila yung mas tech-savvy, sila din yung mas interested on mapping, and nabibuild ko din kasi yung skills nila on mapping. Ngayong pandemic, naging very useful yung OpenStreetMap data for research analysis ng iba't ibang organizations. Katulad ng UP Resilience Institute Pandemic Response Team na nakipag-partner with Hot Philippines para maimapa yung building footprint sa Quezon City and malaman kung anong level of community quarantine yung dapat i-implement ng government. Maraming gumagamit ng OpenStreetMap for their analysis on disaster risk reduction and management, and meron ding mga communities na ginagamit yung OpenStreetMap for their advocacy, katulad ng MapBex ni Miko and Don.
I am Don Leongson. I'm one of the 13 core volunteers of MapBex. Ako rin yung gender focal person para sa MapBex. Ang MapBex ay isang online community of volunteers advocating for LGBT representation and inclusion in various mapping platforms including the OSM. Ang HIV facilities mapping ay isa sa mga pinaka-importanteng proyekto ng MapBex sa ngayon bilang bahagi ng humanitarian response, lalong-lalo na kapag dating ng disaster. Ginagamit ang datos dito sa proyekto na ito ng mga PLHIV, ng mga AIDS support groups at iba't ibang mga organisasyon para makapag-identify ng mga HIV facilities, kagaya ng testing centers, ng mga social hygiene clinics, at iba pang nagbibigay ng mga medical and psychosocial support services para sa PLHIV. Maaari ring magamit ang OSM sa iba't ibang paraan, gaya ng hobbies, humanitarian action, and environmental protection kagaya ng kay Sir Al.
Ako po pala si Alwahab Harun, isang GIS freelancer dito sa Bangsamoro, Autonomous Region and Muslim Mindanao. So ako po ay nagmamapa at nagbibigay ng technical assistance sa mga agency at local government dito po sa VARM. Importante po ito sa VARM kasi ngayon, ang problema po sa VARM is kulang po yung mga data regarding sa mga existing land resource uses o kaya yung mga lokasyon ng kagaya ng mga turismo at saka iba pong mga protection and conservation areas dito sa VARMs. Ini-encourage ko po yung agencies dito sa VARM, especially po yung mga youth. Sa mga LGUs, na sa pagplano nila sa kanilang comprehensive land use plan at saka yung provincial development physical framework plan.
Nakatutuwang isipin na marami ng volunteers na nagko-contribute at patuloy na nagpapalawak ng project sa Pilipinas. Marami na tayong nagawa doon sa paglawak ng data sa OpenStreetMap sa Pilipinas. Nakarating na to sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Pero sa akin, ang pangarap ko para doon sa community ay mas maging inclusive at diverse. Kung saan yung mga volunteers, they can express their opinions and views for the project na magagamit nila sa kanilang mga advocacy at mga community. At magagawa natin to sa pamamagitan ng mga volunteers na meron tayo sa project, tayo nila Faye, ni Don at ni Al, na patuloy na nagmamapa at pinapalawak yung advocacy ng mapping sa kanilang mga communities.
So let us continue our discussion on the methods of data acquisition. We have here four methods of data acquisition in GIS. We have the field surveys, the remote sensing, geospatial technologies, and cartographic sources. So ano ba itong field surveys? From the word field surveys, no? Collection of data is directly from the location using GPS devices and other surveying tools. For example, no, you conduct a land survey to gather information about property boundaries and topography. So meron tayong mga mobile applications na ginagamit natin and GPS devices. Pupunta tayo sa baba, sa ground. We do the data gathering actual. No, pupunta tayo sa baba, maglalakad tayo. Kukuha natin yung coordinates, kukuha natin yung topography, kukuha natin yung boundaries. So that's field surveys, on the ground data gathering. No? Next one is remote sensing, no? Acquiring data from a distance using satellite, aircraft, or drones. For example, using satellite images to monitor the changes in land cover over time. The next one is geospatial technologies. No? Utilizing technologies like LiDAR, no, and radar to capture detailed spatial data. No? Employing LiDAR technology to create high resolution elevation models. So that's geospatial technologies. And last one is cartographic sources. When we say cartographic sources, we obtain data from existing maps and charts. Example, digitizing information from historical maps to create digital GIS layers. For example, mag-scan tayo ng mga mapa, mag-scan tayo ng iba't ibang cartographic maps, and then i-digitize natin in such a way na, yun nga, i-scan para magkaroon tayo ng soft copy. And then yun ang i-overlay natin doon sa GIS software. Okay? That's how we acquire data, no, in GIS through field surveys, through remote sensing, through geospatial technology, and through cartographic sources. Okay, so what are the factors that affect data quality in GIS? We have five: the accuracy, the precision, the completeness, consistency, and timeliness. When we say accuracy, the degree of conformity between the spatial data and the real world features it represents. For example, no, if a GIS map, no, inaccurately locates a city, it could impact navigation systems and urban planning decisions. Dito naman, for example, no, yung mapa ng Palayan City, no, we have a new map that has been approved by the DNR, no? And yun ang ginagamit namin sa LGU, no? Yun ang ginagamit ko to map. However, pag chinek mo yan online, iba ang itsura niya pa rin. So, hindi siya accurate, no? With that, magkakaroon ng problema, no? Yung navigation systems and urban planning decisions. Hindi accurate yung data mo. Next one is precision, the level of detail and refinement in the spatial data. For example, high precision GIS data is crucial in applications like precision agriculture, where precise coordinates are needed for planting and harvesting. For example, let's talk about precision. When we say precision, it is the level of detail and refinement in the spatial data. For example, no, high precision GIS data is crucial in applications like agriculture. Bakit? Wherein precise coordinates are needed for planting and harvesting. No? For example, ito pala ang area or yung dapat pagtaniman mo ng mga trees, hindi pala siya 100% precise, magkakamali ka na ngayon sa agriculture planning mo. Okay? Next one is completeness. When we say completeness, ensuring that all necessary data is present and not missing any critical information. For example, a land use map, okay? A land use map should include information about all relevant types of land cover without omissions. Dapat sa isang land cover map nandun yung residential area, commercial area, industrial area, institutional area, agricultural area, no, meron ding water bodies, hydrology map, road network, forest area. So that's the completeness na tinatawag sa GIS, no? Yung land use map example na dapat nandun lahat ng relevant types of land cover. Kumpleto siya. Okay? Last one is consistency. No? Ensuring uniformity and coherence in data representation across the GIS dataset. Okay? Consistent coding and labeling of features in a GIS dataset to avoid confusion. For example, meron kang land area. You have subdivided it into various land parcels or land categories. Dapat consistent yung labeling mo. For example, itong parcel na to is all residential areas. Nakatag yan as residential areas. Next one, if you classified those parcel as agricultural, dapat agricultural yung name yan. Hindi pwedeng agricultural 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. It must be, kung agricultural siya, agriculture. Kung residential, residential. Kung institutional, puro institutional. It must be consistent in data representation. Last one is timeliness. The relevance and currency of the data in relation to the time it is needed. Okay? Real-time traffic data is essential for accurate navigation apps. Okay, so dapat pag gumamit ka ng data ng GIS, dapat relevant pa rin siya. For example, dito binigyan example sa atin yung data ng mga traffic. But when it comes to local government unit, ang timeliness na tinatawag is yung updated lagi yung iyong mga mapa. For example, meron kang 1 kilometer span ng kalsada and you have performed, nakapag-implement na kayo ng road concreting. Kaya yari lang last week. So, dapat timely yung pag-update mo ng data. Parang sa ganun, mapakinabangan pa rin ito sa mga susunod pang projects. For example, hindi mo na-update yung data mo na konkreto na pala 500 meters. And ipinresent mo yung update na kulang pa yung concreting. Magpopondo ka na ng 5 million o 50 million for that concreting. Actual site price is konkreto na. So, paano mo maida-divert ngayon yung pondo? So that's timeliness. Okay. So those are the factors that affect data quality in GIS. We have the accuracy, precision, completeness, consistency, and timeliness. Okay. That ends our presentation for this week. Thank you very much.